we start with the center front not changing, okay? We're going to, if it's all the way to the neck, which would be right here, this is going to be a 1/8 inch up if it's going bigger, or a 1/8 inch down if it's getting smaller. So to go to a size small, you would make it 1/8 of an inch less. To go to a size large, you'd go 1/8 of an inch higher, okay? Then over here, that same thing happens, but it's 1/4 of an inch.
What's grading?
Yeah, this is grading, okay? As far as the change here, it's also 1/4, plus and minus 1/4. So bigger size, you go out 1/4, smaller size, you go in. Okay. Okay, so this would be my small and this would be my large. The red is the medium.
Like when we buy a commercial pattern and we see. Yeah.
Yeah.
What is it?
Yeah,
Okay.
grading is that.
Okay.
So how do you determine what those measurements are? All right. So these are pretty standards for on a basic block. Now those measurements might not be identical with every single design, and we're gonna talk about that. That's why I'm only gonna have you spec a single size, all right? Because the collar's not gonna change the same with everyone. Okay. Then at the side seam, this measurement comes down at the same level, but it's 1/2 of an inch, plus and minus, for a small. Okay, so this is coming in like so, and this is going out like so, plus and minus 1/2. Down here, the change is also 1/4. It's 1/4 plus for a large and 1/4 minus for a small. Okay. So the biggest change is the circumference of the body. So to get from a 36 bust to a large, which would be your 38, your small would be 34. To get that, you're going to have 1/2 inch, because that's going to give you 4 seams times 1/2 inch is 2 inches, right? So this is for small, medium, large. Now, if you're doing standard sizes like 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, that grade is only 1 inch. So all of these measurements, if you're doing numbered sizes, end up being 1/2 of this. The changes are 1/2 of those measurements, okay? So we're gonna work with the 2 inch grade because it's the most common in our industries lately. The small, medium, larges is where we go. Gives a little more flexibility in fit. So, so your small would be. And the other thing that changes is the location of the dart. So if this is at 3.25 for a medium, you're gonna come in 1/4. It's gonna be 3 inches for a small, and it's gonna shift the opposite direction for a large. So your dart would come in closer. The dart size doesn't change, but it comes in closer for a small and further to the waist, to the side seam for the large, okay? So your notches keep changing. Now, this is not gonna be required of you in the specs. This is gonna be more for grading later, okay? But as far as the specs goes, we wanna know things like the length of the shoulder, the length of the side seams, etc. All right? The same things apply to extra large, but for my business, small is already so small that when we go to extra small, we go to 32.5, because otherwise things get a little too tight for most people that are adults. Okay, so we do a different set of grading rules for the extra small. Then when we go to plus sizes, this is the same thing that's true. Once you get over the size 14, your grade gets more. So when it comes to a 1X, which is what we do, some people go from extra large to XXL, whatever that is, we do a 3 inch jump. So now, instead of adding a 1/2 inch at the side seams, we add 3/4. I'm not gonna get that complex in this class, but I just want you to understand that in general, when you go from a size range to a larger size range, it's gonna go more than just a 2-inch grade, okay? All right, so stop the video for just a minute.